name is Uketu Mdawe. I am an Indigenous Knowledge Systems practitioner. I work with spaces. I'm a storyteller. I believe once one has found themselves, you quickly fit in the tasks that you are called for. And we're at a time now where a lot of the things that we're looking at in the universe are rebirthing. We are being reminded, we are being told of what was and what was not a part of a past that we were supposed to learn from before we get into the present and the future. Storytelling for me is very important because there's a lot of untold things that are missing in the puzzles of what is part of our becoming. I trust that people that were in our times, our lineages, our pasts, and our histories that we constantly keep revisiting in the structures of heritage, and histories that are lost, that are not told properly, or that were deliberately cancelled because of all the ideologies that we passed through, apartheid, slavery, and everything else, democracy itself being one. I trust that kunezindaba in these spaces, in these people, that can still be told, that can still be evoked, that can still be channeled. I'm stepping into that space, asking questions, investigating. As a person who comes from the media space, I believed that the media itself has taken up roles of an agenda, based on where the world thinks it's going. But our stories that hold a lot of the lost knowledge and ancient wisdom are not being told, are not being reawakened or triggered in order to influence us in the present. We are doing documentaries based on the very hurtful, traumatic history that is called part of the liberation struggle. Abaning Bantu who chose to give their lives for a struggle that they didn't even know of. Not speaking of political parties, but the fact that they gave something of them to a system that they were fighting, to a space that they were seeing in all completeness that it's possible for us to go back to who we were. That itself was soldiers that were part of an awakening, though they might have not known who they were. But as the young generation now, we see them, and I say, let us go back and tap into the spaces where they were tortured, where they were killed, where they disappeared, where they were uh, fighting for that little portion of what the freedom was supposed to look like. We are digging into the families. We are digging into the spaces where the ambushes happened. We are digging into the people that survived, who have the stories to tell. The people who are dead themselves because they speak. We are speaking to them. And City, if ukuthi ukufemba was for spiritual purposes, let it also embody itself in storytelling, because we are not all knowing, but somehow the people of the past must know something that we don't. I would like people to visit special heritage sites and and sacred sites all over the African continent, because the memories lie there. Izinto abasitshela zona, things that they're teaching us or helping us remember lie in those spaces, and it's important for us to go and experience and evoke and call out to ourselves. So the educational tours we do in sacred sites are for that. We are fighting for access to sacred spaces, to caves, to waterfalls, to rivers, to lands, for people to be able to arrive where they are called and where they are seeking the lineages and the genealogies of their people and the stories. The stories that I'm telling are under a concept called the untold stories of the liberation struggle heroes. We are we are searching again into what South Africa calls the MK veterans, those who were recognized and those who were not. We have a documentary out currently that we are searching throughout the spaces in Mpumalanga, going up to the borders of Swaziland and Mozambique, is in Indawo, where the people were killed, where the people were captured, where their sophisticated intelligence units were caught out at the time, and it's ongoing. I mean, this is also bringing us to the current or our modern social ills based on genocides that are currently happening, looking at the Lily Mine, the Marikana, the wars that happened in our mountains and in our rivers and in our caves, which we find the histories being completely rewritten to cater for certain people who are in business, especially in the tourism business. So you can find most of my work also under Forest Queen, which is my brand and my IKS company, where I consult and I run heritage and sacred site educational tours, where we also bring in our living libraries who are capable of sitting down with us and tell the stories, and we take the journeys with them to the spaces. It's all about space and storytelling.